So we are in Sanremo, and why are we here? Sanremo is a city, it's very close to the French Riviera, and so as a matter of fact, now the coast is facing southeast, so I cannot even show you a nice sunset because that will be behind the mountains. But this is the perfect location because tonight I want to practice some star trace shooting. What are we in need for? For this star trace shooting, we will see it together. We need a sturdy tripod, we need the fast glass, we need a power bank, and we need a suited camera for it. So stay tuned because we're gonna do it together. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from One Lens Sony, and today we're gonna start this star trail shooting because I am on the coast. It's on the Italian shore in Liguria, the region of Sanremo. We just had the festival of the Italian music, and so it ended like 10 days ago. Now it's a bit more quiet, and despite this is not the perfect location for star trail shooting because that's a bit of light pollution behind our backs when we're facing the sea. Well, still facing the sea with no other distractions, with no other light pollution over there might be ideal. I don't have the filter to clean out the light pollution, but let's give it a try. So what do we need to do? First, we need a sturdy tripod, and we have it. Check, we tested it already. If you missed the review, please find it up here. Then what we need? We need a fast glass. I'm gonna show you now together. We're gonna mount it on the camera because right now I'm using my Zeiss for this video talking head because I need the autofocus, but then we're gonna switch to this one. Why we need this one? This is a Brighton Star. It's a 16mm and it's an f2.8 aperture, so it's a wider angle and the faster glass compared to what I'm using right now, which is the 24-70 f4. So we will need a faster glass and we need a wider angle. Why do we need a wider angle? Because for the rule of 500, I hope the wind is not bothering inside the mic, because with the 500 rule and the 16mm glass, it's gonna take more than 30 seconds before we start to see some star trails. And so we can leave it open a lot longer. If you're using a crop format camera, then you will need to use the 300 rule. Google it if you're not aware of it, otherwise it's super quick. 500 divided 16mm, I need more than 32 seconds before I start seeing some star trails. And so I'm gonna leave it wide open for a long time. I need the bulb mode. And what do we need? Because I'm gonna take several dozens or hundreds of shots and then we're gonna stack them together, I will need a power bank to power my camera because otherwise one single charge won't be enough for the whole shooting. And this power bank is the most compact, 25,000 milliamperes. If you missed the review, please find it up here. It's a iNew IP63. And that, what do we need? In addition to that, we need an intervalometer. Fortunately, in my camera, it's integrated in the camera, so I can tell the camera how many shots I want to take and how much time to wait in between one shutter release and the next one. And so we're gonna do some trial and error here because I'm gonna pump up the ISO a bit if we want to see the Milky Way. I honestly wouldn't know where the Milky Way is directed because I will need an app on my phone to scan the star, but since we're facing southeast, it's more likely we will not see the Milky Way. For that, we will have a separate session when I'm back to the mountains. And then for the star trails, of course, we will try together how much time to leave it open before we have too much light pollution, too much refraction, too much haze, too much anything. So we're gonna try with 35, 38, 40, 42 seconds. And once we have the perfect shot, I can tell the camera, take as many as I want of these shots, and then we will stack them together. I'm gonna use star stacks, which I know already because I know the developer. He sent me the beta version when he was developing the version for the Mac. I'm a Mac user, but right now it's available for everybody, both personal computers or Mac users. Star stacks, it's a great tool, and then we're gonna process all the raw files we captured together with that, and then we will see the end result. Assuming, finger crossed, this would be a suitable and a nice end result. Right now, we still have some clouds over the horizon, some haze. That's a lot of wind, which is not ideal because also it messes up with the water. But stay tuned because either tonight or tomorrow, we will take advantage that the moon is rising at 7 a.m. in the morning, so it will not be out there overnight to ruin our shots. So stay tuned, and then we're gonna mount together the glass, attach the power bank, study the framing, try a few trial shots, and then have this prolonged session overnight. Okay, guys, so everything that could go wrong eventually will. So now I'm out there. I took the information about the moon setting wrongly, so the moon is still out there for at least another couple hours. And most importantly, the settings on my camera are all odd, because if I want to use the intervalometer, then I can use the maximum shutter speed of 30 seconds, while I wanted to go longer because for the 500 rule with my 16mm glass, I wanted to shoot like 38, 42, 45 seconds, at least, if not 60. And so I have to give it a try with intervalometer with a 30 seconds shutter speed anyway, but I'm gonna show you the setup because right now we have the 60mm Brightening Star glass. I'm showing it from here because I don't want to interfere with the exposure. And then we have the K&F Concept tripod, and then the little cable that you see coming out from the camera, it's the iNew IP63 power bank, which I hang down there as an additional weight to avoid that the camera can shake, and also to sustain the power for the camera, because for this long intervalometer shooting with 150 shots with that long shutter speed, it's not a given that the battery would last. And so I wanted to add an additional power bank to make sure that the camera will not switch off by itself, but only when I want it to. So I'm gonna do a few tests. It's a trial and error because I didn't know the bulb setting here in this camera interfere with the intervalometer. My bad. Worst case scenario, I will repeat the experiment again up in the mountain, and I will purchase like a super cheapo intervalometer with the cable, so the wired things will never let you down. But otherwise, guys, I will give it a try. I will go to stack it on. Let's see together the results. I hope I will get some valuable picture out of here. I was standing here. I didn't go all the way out on the pier because I know myself I will eventually lose cables, pieces of gear if I don't have any light to look for it. And so this is a quite comfortable setting. I'm still in the city, but ideally I let all the light pollutions behind, and we see how it will work. It's just experience. So hopefully by this summer I get better and better interacting with my Sony and with the stars and shooting long exposures to show you the night sky in Italy. Now you just need to open the TIFF files just to double check that the exposure is consistent in between all the shots. Here I have more than 90 shots. Sorry guys, I didn't have time because honestly, due to the conditions, the refractions, the luminosity and the light pollution, and the moon was still out there, I didn't think it was worth a very good shot. Now I tried it already with the Leica Q2 and I will show you the results, but right now we take all the TIFF files, so you need to transform your raw files into TIFF files, get them into star stacks, remember to push gap filling, and then you just let it do its work. It will take a while and it depends on how many shots you had to be merged. But then the final result, you need to remember to save it and export it as a TIFF again, so you have a lot of nuances if you want to double check the exposure or the color, or anyway to do some post-processing with the end result, then you can do that. Now as you can see, it only takes a few seconds, minutes if you have many shots, and then ideally this is the end result. Just to compare, this is what I got with my Leica Q2. So yeah, what happened? I wanted to show you that the conditions need to be ideal. So in order to shoot a proper star trails, and then I will go back again in a very dark spot up in the mountains and show you the end result and the real difference. What do you need? You need a tripod, you need a power bank, eventually, or a second battery. You need a wide, fast glass. You need a dark spot and a dark night, so where the moon is not out there. Otherwise, with that light, it will cast over, and then also the light pollution will cast over the haze, the clouds, the water which is in suspension, and will alter and change the color, and will filter. You will not get the whole light coming from the stars. So in both cases, the very first one that I shot a few years ago and the one that I just did yesterday, you saw these pinkish nuances which are the reflections of the light over the particles of water in suspension. And so I was not able to have those deep blues and to see all those stars, the nebulosa and all the other things that you want to see. The Milky Way was in the wrong direction because, as I said, the coast here, the shoreline faces southeast, so it's not the right direction to shoot at the Milky Way. So stay tuned because I'm gonna go up mountains and find a dark spot. It's not so easy because nowadays cities are everywhere, so you need to commute a few hours and drive and get really in the middle of nowhere. I remember the best night skies I had in my life were when I was sleeping in the desert a few years ago. But apart from that, guys, also in the mountains, you can find maps to find dark spots and whatever glass. You don't need the Sony G glass, you don't need any G Master, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars in gear if you want to shoot the stars. I will show you that with a basic camera and with a basic glass, you can do plenty and have a lot of fun. So stay tuned because I'm gonna test also other gear, other equipment, and other solutions in length, the shutter speed. I will change the settings, and I will also try new filters very soon for landscape photography. So stay tuned and let me know down here in the comment if you have any questions about the things that you saw. Despite my mission failed, but it's always a good chance to go up again and try another time. So with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos to come, and I guess I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye bye.